Coaches, Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video today, I want to show you how you can stop using things like email automations and sending bulk and automated emails through your CRMs and third-party apps, and instead how you can leverage our internal features inside of MyCoach Ai to essentially create a drip feed of automated messages. So this is really for you if you want to set up a certain flow of messages that go out to clients that maybe check in on their progress and how they're feeling, or notify them of certain upsells that you are doing, other things that you are offering, essentially just a structured messaging automations that can run even independently of your other programs and protocols that your clients might be on. So maybe you just have a certain rhythm and certain structure of automations and messages need to come through to any client from the day they get on board with you from then onwards, without it even being affected by if they're on program A or program B or working with a meal plan or not working with a meal plan. It's just kind of true across the board. So what we're going to do in this video is show you a quick example of how you can leverage that by setting up a program as a messaging automation drip feed that you can then leverage with clients across the board. Now, something that makes this possible in the MyCoach AI system is the fact that we are able to stack and layer multiple programs at once. Right? Because what we are going to want to do is, you may already know if you're somewhat familiar with the programs feature inside of MyCoach AI, that you can add a lot to these programs, right? So what you can absolutely do is build into one program your workout split, content dripping out, progress metrics to be tracked, as well as those messaging automations. But if we were to do that, and we set up a certain program and we built in those messaging automations, that means that they're linked to that program. Right? So if you down the road get different people on a different offer, or you build a different program for people to get on, that means that those messaging automations are not automatically in there as well. So a really great feature that we have inside of MyCoach AI is that you can use any of these programs and stack multiple on top of each other on the client schedule. And that's really useful because that way we can keep our drip feed of auto messages separate from our program and simply layer that on top of whatever program that client needs. I'll show you a quick example here in a second, but let's go create a new program. Messaging automations, we'll call it. Now, don't worry, this is not something that your clients see, the name of the program. This is simply for you to reference. And we'll call it messaging automations. We'll start it on a Monday, and we can now start dripping out the messages. Now, keep in mind, you can assign this at any point combined with another program when you start your client on it, or just everyone starts at day one of this the moment they get on board with coaching with you. So again, this is why this can run independently to whatever programs you're on. So you can make this 9 days worth of automation messages. And then if you assign someone a program with 60 days, right? The program has 60 days. This will still continue after the program ends. Super useful, runs independently. Now, to schedule your auto messages, that's really simple. You just have to start thinking out when you want what to occur. So maybe on Monday, on this very first day, I should really say, we scroll down to the very bottom and we go find the smart actions. And this is the tool that we use to send any auto messages. So all you have to do is select a certain time on which it sends out, let's do like 9 a.m., and you write your message that you want them to receive, right? And this is all going to be in their local time zone as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to save this action. Just a quick welcome message. It's day one. They're just coming in. Maybe you give them a couple details on what to expect next. And I know that maybe, the Monday afterwards, their program starts. So now their first workout has passed, right? So maybe you want to set up another auto message here and say, excuse me, and say at like 7 p.m. and say something like, how was your workout? Right? Save action. Maybe the day before their program starts, we set up another message and we say, hey, I know your program is starting tomorrow. Super excited for you to get going. Let me know if you need anything and let's get started tomorrow, right? You can set up a message like that as well on the day before that. And so you can continue this rhythm, of course, in your own style, at your own pace. It can be multiple auto messages a day. It can be one every few days. That is completely up to you. But you can set up a full sheet of auto messages that can be kind of true across the board with all of your clients. And you can set that up for as long as you'd like it to be. So if you want to make a big flow of automated messages that run all the way through, you can absolutely do that. You build all of them out in here, right? Now, just going to save this. Obviously, there's just 2 messages on there, but we can imagine, right, filling this up with a bunch of messages, keeping people super engaged, having messages go out all the time. But when we have this saved, we now have a let's find it, messaging automations program. And again, we're going to leverage this by stacking it on top of other programs. Okay, so let's do a super quick example. Let's say here that our client John just got on board with us and he doesn't have a program assigned yet, right? So what I want him to do is start on a certain program, maybe next Monday, but I also want those auto messages to start, maybe even today, right? So what we're going to do is first add program, select starting on this next Monday here, so the 17th, continue, and then we're going to find the, let's see, bodybuilding show prep phase 2. So we assign that and it begins in 4 days, but now, as we can see here, the items are scheduled out to begin in a few days here. But what we can do on top of this is add those messaging automations, right? Add program once again, and maybe I just want to start this today, so I'm not going to wait until the program starts. Continue, messaging automations, and it now layers on top, as we can see here, those auto messages that we scheduled on top of the program that this client received. And this is super useful. It can run independently. And that means that if we onboard Allison tomorrow, right, we do the same thing with Allison where we assign a certain program and then separately schedule those auto messages, right? So the program can be different. The auto messages are going to be the same. So it's a really useful tool and it runs separately from the programs. That's the most important thing to note here. It's separated from the program by running independently of it, stacked on top. Right? But what you can do is build out a program with a bunch of messaging automations, make it super nice and engaging for clients, walk them through their journey, and then use those messaging automations across the board with any clients, regardless of their program. And that's how you do it. A super convenient way to work with those auto messages. Really works for a lot of high-level coaches, so give it a try if you're not doing it in this way yet. If you want to learn more about MyCoach AI and how we help you out with these type of things, automations, keeping clients engaged, go to our website. We have a link in the description here. Really cool video that shows you a lot more of the platform. And we have a free trial right now even, so you can sign up for that and come check us out yourself. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.